Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine. Here is another video in our Entertaining Your Walls series. I'm so excited about this series. There's so much I'm going to be doing, guys. The first video was our pocket watch for your walls, and the second video was the recycle or upcycling of a tabletop into a wall mirror. And today I am imitating this artwork. This artwork sells for $6,000. It is made from sheets of metal. It is beautiful and it is on linen canvas and covered in glass. It is stunning. So I can't afford it, but I can definitely make a gallant effort to try and duplicate it for my home. These simple supplies will be listed in the information box of this video. It's pretty easy to take sheets of paper and fold them in half, whether it is vertical or horizontal, to make my template. And I also traced them very heavily to make sure I could see if I needed to cut off a little bit more when I transferred them over to the poster board. So here I'm just creating my template. You can choose to make your flower petals pointy or a little more round. That's solely up to you. My flower petal arrangement is basically start out with the big one in the back on the canvas and then go to two smaller ones, angle those in different directions, one on the left and one on the right. Remember, the edges are going to be straight. They'll be cut along the sides of the canvas, and then you add another big one. So that's how you basically get the flower appearance of your template. The flower petals appear to get smaller as they go in toward the center of the flower. So the next one is basically one big petal that's cut in half and then angled toward the edge. Yep, you'll need two of those. So we basically needed 8 pieces to complete one of the canvases. I placed my template on the poster board, traced it, and cut it out. Here is what one canvas layout looked like. And for the corners, I ended up just taking 2 of those 2.5-inch circles and basically cutting off the corners. I also saved my paper template. I know some people that are moving into new homes and they are college students, so this is going to be a pretty cool DIY to complete for them as well. Well, it doesn't hurt to make sure that you have the exact amount of pieces needed to complete each canvas. And the next step was to curl each of the flower petals. And guys, one of the ways that I did this was to take a ruler. This is an old school ruler. Use what you got and just pressing it up against the table, not the paper, and basically pulling the flower petal through, and the edge itself curls up each of the flower petals. Now, most of your poster board will have a matted side and a glossy side. You want to use the matted side for this project. It will face upward. The glossy side, let it face down. Believe me, you'll understand later. I learned my lesson well. Paint the back side of your flower petal first. You don't want to waste any paint. Just paint around the edges, because where that white part is, you're basically going to apply glue there when you attach it to the canvas. Now please make sure that you wash your hands, get rid of all oil in your skin, because you can easily get fingerprints on these flower petals. One of the things I recommend that you do is try not to put your hands all over them after you've spray painted them. Now I'm just simply using the ruler, applying the same process as before, curving it, but this is really to give me these little lines that make it look like metal. See how that looks? Very pretty. Now go ahead and tape your template to the canvas. Do this on all 4 canvases. That way you can double check your layout, make sure everything is lined up just the way you want it to look. Now, since I distressed the flower petals with the ruler, I had to dust them. By using an old t-shirt, I was able to wipe that gold dust right off. Now, if you don't distress them, then you won't have to do this step at all. The painter's tape allows you to lift up each flower petal and apply glue behind it with ease. And I just loved how easy it was to glue down each flower petal with this technique. It's just like turning the page each and every time. Now, if some of the edges of your flower petals are not even, as in this case, don't worry about it, because the next flower petal is actually going to cover up that area. You want to quickly apply your glue and place your petal on top of it, because this is hot glue and it dries or becomes tacky really, really fast. And here I'm using one of my buffing cloths to make sure that the glue is adhered to both the canvas as well as the flower petal. And you'll get a good shot of just how much of that gold dust is on the flower petal in just a little bit. You'll be able to see that. You can also see the difference between the back and the front, that glossy shine on the very back. That's the side that you definitely want to consider not using, because it just looks so much better to have that matted side forward, and then you can distress it if you want to distress it. And don't worry about those little drops of glue that lands along the edge of the canvas. You can just peel those off after they've dried. And like I said, be careful with excess oils on your skin. It could just be a fingerprint on your flower petal that can cause you to start your project all over again. I only removed the painter's tape that was applied along the edge or the side of the canvas. Now, if you decide to distress your poster board, try not to add creases into it. Just apply pressure along the end and pull the poster board paper underneath your ruler. And if you get any fingerprints on your beautiful white canvas, take a piece of painter's tape and place it over the fingerprint, and when you remove the tape, the fingerprint will go away with it. Now, I'm positive that it was difficult for the artist to cut those sheets of metal to make this beautiful medallion art, but I am glad that I did a trial run on using poster board, because I have some sheets of copper coming that I want to play with over the course of the summer. Now be sure to check the information box for a complete supply list, including where I purchased my canvas. And also, guys, there will be a playlist attached to this video that will contain all of the videos in my Entertaining Your Walls series. Thanks a lot for watching. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you consider doing so today. And remember, stay in prayer and stay creative.